Get to the Space Marine, I just want to say I sold my Halo suit and I'm currently working on 2 more, as you can see there. I have altered the chest piece from the original, but it's basically the same templates that I used, the main templates, and all this was just different made, just used custom made and everything, but I finally be able to keep all the templates for all the basic shape of it. Now I just got to get some craft foam and do all the details. I do say from the original chest piece I end up changing the back of it a little bit, so there's now this bit and also that bit, and ended up in my last chest piece I ended up grabbing a hot knife and cutting, melting basically this side, but this time I end up cutting it and just raising it, as you can sort of see there, so that is just a lot more easier for me. Put this on the inside, this ball thing is going to be going there, covering all that, and it's going to be just all the little detail bits that will hide most of the crappy parts. So I redesigned the back, made it a bit thinner because my other suit, it was a bit larger, a bit bulky, but I might end up making this a tiny bit thicker, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so I'm just working on getting them both basically finished and getting them looking right. They're about the same dimensions as my last one, so it should about look the same once finished. I also ordered some plastic that will be coming. Oh, I've already received it, I should say. But the Smoothcast 320 plastic, it is coming probably end of this month. I ordered the Visor plastic and I've already cut that up, so I'll be vacuum forming very soon. So be sure to stay tuned on my 2 suits as I build them freehand. It's funny because I got 3 chest pieces now. Still need to work on that one. But for now I'll just do the 2 Master Chief suits, which should be identical once I have built them. So I will be back once I have the suit, basically the shoulders and either the thighs done. But for now, let's get back to the Space Marine helmet and a little update in the shed. Hey guys, this is an update on the Space Marine helmet. So yeah, right now it's about ready for molding. I just got to clay up the eyes and fix up the bottom. I end up molding and casting the original piece, and these are casts. I gave them a little sand work on the tops and the backs, and now once they sit in there, pretty flush, but I'm going to wait till I mold and cast it, then I'll fix up these gaps. But yeah, it's basically how they'll sit. I also will be making little attachments, like all different little bits, like a skull or the Blood Angel's blood drop, or maybe a few other different bits that might go on the top. And what I am thinking about is installing magnets, one on the inside and one onto every little attachment, so you can have whatever attachment you want. And same for these, I'm going to put magnets in here and also on the inside of this plastic, just so you can connect it, and if you want to change it, just take it off, and whatever attachment there is for the side, just, yeah, with magnets. That's the way I'm going to do it. But that's maybe, that's if I decide to keep one for myself. Probably not. So yeah, it's about ready for molding. I just finished up the grill just before. It's so side. I end up molding and casting these bits separately. The helmet, it is ready for molding. I clayed up all the eyes and under the bottom, as you can see there. Oh, guess I forgot that little bit. I'll clay that up, but or I'll just leave it. So this is the helmet. Let me tilt the camera. So there we are. There's the back. There's the side. There's the front. So it is ready for molding. It's on a sturdy base. It can take a lot of weight and that's what you want, because if you put it on a stick and the stick gives way, then your helmet's screwed, because the silicone actually weighs quite a bit, so you want to make sure it's on a sturdy base where it's basically got little to no movement once it's got some weight on it. That's why with this it's very sturdy, so it won't be falling or leaning or anywhere. Traffic cones are really handy for that. So yeah, I will be back once I have it molded, and actually no, I'll be back once I have the first coat to show you basically how smooth it is and if things went wrong. So I'll be back then. Guys, this is the first layer all done, nice and smooth print layer. So right now I'll be doing one more print layer just to make sure it's all locked in, because there's just some when it end up thickening, I end up just going over with a brush and it's cured like that. So I'm going to do one more layer over the whole helmet, this one a smaller batch, because I end up filling this up with silicone, and they're going to be my mold keys. So I'll be adding that in layer 2 layers from now, which will be with a 5X. So I will be back once I've got it basically second layer on and ready for the thickening layer.
Little update on the Space Marine helmet. So this is the molding. This is I've done the 4th coat. I did 2 layers, normal dragon skin, no adhesives, 1 layer of 5X and another 5X. Added the mold keys on the 3rd layer, and just gave them a bit of extra strength around the sides on the 4th layer. So I still got another, I would say, 2 layers to go, bringing it up to a total of 6 layers. I'm going to do a split mold just to give it a bit more ease out of the mold, because this will actually, I'm also molding it under here, as you can see. I'm going to do a 3-part mother mold, one for this side, one from that side, and one like in a ring on the bottom. So all the layers are on now. It's nice and thick. It's got some good mold keys. Some mold keys were natural, such as these bits. They will sit into the mold quite nicely. I decided to add this one here last minute, because these side ones really aren't leaving that much of an indent, because the amount of silicone I've actually poured in onto the helmet. It's a good thickness, I think. So yeah, I will be back once the mother mold is done and I have casted it. So booyah. Guys, just a quick video. Space Marine helmet has been molded and the mother mold is in its shape. It's a 3-part mother mold. I just drilled all the holes. Going to use a total of 13 bolts to hold it all together. So yeah, with the I end up going over 6 coats of silicone, and I did only 1 layer of fiberglass and a layer of rondo. So right now I just got to split it and see how we went. I did use Vaseline, so well, petroleum jelly is what people call it. That some of the resin leaks out into the gaps, so you just got to separate it. For the bad quality, I'm now recording off the iPad. So from when the camera went dead, it took me another 5 minutes to get the mother mold off. It's just all the little bits in between. So I've got the other 2 sides off. So just got to take this off now. It should just pop off. So just nice and easy. There's the mother mold over here. Actually, I'll put it right there on the camera. So I'll be splitting it right on down the middle here. So I'll just separate it first. Yeah, so after I did all the coats, I ended up doing 1
coat, especially for the bottom, just to make it a bit more thicker, just so the edges and everything have a bit more strength to it and it's not thin. So now we're just going to separate it. Let's turn this upside down. See, with Dragon 10 it's pretty stretchy, but with this mold, since it's got so many sharp corners, I want to make sure there's not really that much pressure on the edges. Just in case I did do some thin spots. So, and the reason why I wanted to do a two-part mold is because this main grill bit here, so I just got to carefully pull it out. Because the Dragon 10 medium, it's fairly stretchy, but sometimes it can rip a bit more easier. Because last time I worked with Dragon Skin 20 and it was really stretchy and quite strong, but it had a really long cure time and demold time. So that's just cardboard. So, peel it off. Nice and smooth, that's what I like. On this side. And there we are. There's the original, if you can see that. There you go. Now you can wear that as a helmet. Well, it's thick enough that it can hold its own shape, which is pretty good. But it's not like really thick, like. So it's pretty good. I would say it's probably about centimeter. Oh, sorry, probably about 1.5 centimeters thick. Yeah, this was the thinnest spot, and that's probably about 0.5, maybe 0.75. Yeah, but it's pretty thick. If it's good enough, it can hold that shape. It's pretty thick. So, yeah. Space Marine. So this has been casted in fiberglass, and it ended up was a bad cast because it's got these bits all through it. Yeah, because I knew something went wrong during the first layer or two, because it started peeling up the tiniest bit on its own. I think because of the air. It got really hot in here this day. It reached like 45 here in the shed. So yeah, it got really hot. So some of the details were just not really captured at all. So that's why I only did a very thin layer of fiberglass. I didn't want to waste all my fiberglass on something I knew was going to turn out bad. Because as you can see, it's not even smooth at all compared to the original, which is here, which as you can see it's bloody smooth, because I spent ages smoothing it. But I will be casting it once I get some more polyurethane plastic, which I have ordered, which will be coming very soon. I'm going to use the remainder of it up, which is the very tiniest bit. It's not enough to do a helmet, but this is the new vacuum form buck for my Halo 5 visors. I currently purchased 21 sheets of plastic, and I'm going to do 2 visors to a sheet. Bound there's going to be some screw ups and testing because it's different thickness, but I should have it good probably about the second or third sheet in, or if I'm really good I'll have it done perfectly the first time, but you know what, that never works out for me. So yeah, once I have got the right heat and the time, I'll do a vacuum pull of the new visor. It's exactly the same as the old one. It's exactly the same, but I just made this deeper, made these circles a bit bigger, so the detail will actually be captured. Because if you probably saw in my other visors, these little details that you see there aren't really captured as much. That's either due to the vacuum not really sucking as much, because it's not pulling 29% mercury. It's not pulling that at all, because I'm just using a normal vacuum cleaner, so I don't even know what it's doing. So I end up making these a bit larger in this one that's currently being molded. So I should be doing pulls and dyeing them and chroming the insides very soon, probably this weekend. So another little update as well on something different. I did a test in fiberglass, and fiberglass is surprisingly a lot stronger than Smoothcast 320. But I used a lot of fiberglass. That's a little vent mold that I made for the Space Marine helmet that basically pulls these, and you attach them onto there. Wait, attach them onto there, and that becomes a little vent mold things. So, and also been working on over here the Halo 4/5 Cortana chip that still needs some sanding, and I am redoing 3 of these. Well, I might as well rip them all off. So I end up casting them. I made a separate mold for it, these little bits here, so they're all casted. Just got to trim them up, put them together, and glue them on, clay it up, and then mold it. I made a separate mold for it. Sorry, it's a bit dirty. I've just been sanding, and yeah. So I made a separate mold for one side. Then I casted 2 of these, flipped one, and put them together. Give me a good thickness. It's a thick enough that it won't break pretty easy. So once I cast it in plastic, it won't be like floppy or really bendy. It will be solid. So I'm pretty pleased with it. I still got to do some little bits of sanding and filling those gaps, but once I get them finished, it should be molded, and I should have it ready in a week or so, if I get around to it. So I will be back once I have once I have this molded, and I'll be vacuum forming it. So until the next video, guys, this is Daniel, and see you guys later.